Well, welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. It's Packers Hate Week. That's the motto of the week, FGB. You know what the deal is. Going to be rocking this shirt a lot this week. Let's get it. Let's go. We're live here on YouTube. We're live here on Rumble. Shout out your city. Let us know where you guys are watching from, and we will get some shout outs going to all of you. So get those FGBs flowing. Producer Jack is with us as always here on Tuesdays. Jack, what's up? You ready? You ready for the show? You ready for Packers Hate Week?
FGB, baby.
Let's go.
Let's ride.
Get the FGBs going in the comments section right now. Get it trending on social media. Let's go. And also shout out your city. All right, Anderson, Indiana is where Scott is. We got Ryan and Wheeling. Trade Fields. I'm trading you, Scott. Is that a Mike Martz burner account? Unbelievable. Getting a tweet out real quick here. Another Josh and Clinton. We got Peachtree City from Wasim. Let's go. FGB from Salinas, California is where King Putin's watching from. South Bend, Indiana. Minneapolis, Bear Down, and Skull. You have Bears and Vikings fan? Okay. Maryville, Indiana. We got Charles from McClendon. David in Winnipeg, California. Nick Payne saying KC. What's incredible timing? Don Burr is in the chat, and he sent in a super chat, and right below that, Toa Hang says Don Burr's mom has reported him missing for the last 48 hours. He's actually here. I'll give him credit for showing up. Let's get to a couple super chats here. If you super chat, we'll get you on the show. FGB for my guy David. What's up? Get it going in the comments. FGB. Carlos saying it. We got Eric saying it. Donnie Bird, Detroit versus everyone. Chicago sucks. Hey, 1-0, pal. You're 0-1. Let's go. Suck it, Donnie. Sorry, Donnie. Clint Wilson, I told you things will work out with Roquan in the front office by week 1. FGB, can't wait to see what number 12 face, or can't wait to see number 12's face when we smoke him. I hope so, Clint. I hope so. That leads us to this question. Are the Bears for real? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Are the Bears for real? I want to know. It's one game. You can type IDK if you don't know yet. Yes or no? Shaquille says yes. Thomas says, hold that L, Donnie. Another Josh says yes. The Lego Brothers says yes. Azad says yes. Ryan says, I don't know. Dennis says yes. Robert, King, Ryan, Ruben, Sam all say yes. DC says no. And if you say no, I understand the hesitation. It's early. Too early to tell. Wins Beyond says, yeah, this will be a good measuring stick on Sunday. You know the Packers are going to come out firing after a poor Week 1 performance. Last year they lost 38-3 in Week 1. Then they won a bunch of games in a row. So it's early. Benny DeBully says no. Pull up from 30 says 9 wins. Hey, I'd take it. Feeling good so far from John. How could you not be? You're 1-0 and you beat a team that made it to the NFC Championship game last year. By the way, shout out to those frauds at ESPN for not moving up the Bears a single spot in their power rankings. Not a single spot. Fraudulent. Fraudulent. They had them at 25th last week, 25 this week. Chat Sports Power Rankings better than ESPN's. Go check them out. I had them at 16. Let's go. Wasim says F. Don Burr, FDB, FGB. Don Burr says y'all beat Trey Lance. Yeah, and you lost to Jalen Hurts. Who's counting? 1-0, 0-1. That's the only numbers I know. Gregory Brown says $10 FGB. Appreciate that. Hey, appreciate the donation, my friend. Zane says I'm hungry. Let's eat some cheese heads for lunch. Grate the cheese, grate it, eat it, because, hey, they're the cheeseheads. That's all it is. Who you got this week? CHI for the Bears, GB for the Packers. Let's get it. Let's go. Who you picking? Wins Beyond says ESPN sucks. That's why you watch us here. Eric says FDB as an F. Don Burr and FGB. Let's go. Frank says Chicago. Relentless. We got James Abe all picking Chicago. Gregory Lillard says Chicago. Ryan, Kenny, Azad, Keith, Mike, all saying Chicago. Cave Rambo says Chicago. Willie says FGB. Lang says CHI. Oh, Sangray Kim. Are you sandbagging or is this real? Bustin is making me humble. He gonna be an all-pro. Second half, he played well, Sangray. He played well. Producer Jack, what do you got for me?
Blink twice if you're in trouble.
Yes, blink twice if you're being held captive, Sangray. Send in another $2 super chat if you're being held captive. If not, send in $3. I'm just kidding. You don't have to send in any. Appreciate all the super chats. T-Fly says, T-Fly Chicago to Long Beach. What's up? Welcome in. Appreciate you guys from tuning in all over the globe. Packers Hate Week. Get the FGBs going in the comment section. Have we moved over the shirts, by the way? Let's show those before we get into the first cut. Type FGB right now, and I'm going to go ahead and pin it in the chat. The FGB shirts. Got to get your shirts right now. Got to get your shirts right now. 2 matchups with the Packers this year. Let's go. Get your FGB shirts. Get your FGB shirts. My boss, Brett Scott, if you get the advanced shipping, you can still get your shirt by Sunday if you order today. So you can get there. And I promised my boss we would sell 100 of these before week 1. Are we there yet? Do we have an update? Okay, you hadn't checked today. We were at 94 yesterday. We got to get to 100. Let's go. I made the promise. We've almost delivered. Chatsports.com/FGB. Okay, so Sangray, were you trolling me? You still think he's a bust? He says, blinks my eye twice. Are you in trouble? Is that what you're telling me? Do we need to call 911? I don't know what's going on there. Yep, let me get some FGB shout-outs. Ruben, James, Ronnie, William, Ham. We got Thomas, James. A lot of FGBs coming in. Sandra, Eric, Butch. We got Kilt Stanford, Hunter, Paraloo saying FDB. John, we got Kit, Angel, Funkbringer. Get the FGBs going right now in the comment section. All right, if you love the Bears, like this video. Then we'll get to this last super chat before we get into the live show. We're kind of just shooting the shit right now. Then we'll get this thing started. So like the video. We can't start the show until we get to 125 likes. All right, Daniel Ramirez with a $5 super chat. We are the sleeper team. Maybe. They're still sleeping. They're still hating. You beat the Niners, you don't move up in the power rankings. Yeah, what did Gino say? They wrote me off, but I ain't right back. I don't know how I feel about that quote, but the Bears are being overlooked. That's for sure. They're being overlooked. Like the video. We're 30 likes away from 125, and then we'll get going here. Then we will get going here. Hit that thumbs up icon. Let's go. Torian says hits. Yes, the hits principle. Huge. Jalen Johnson said it was why they won the game. A little peanut punch. A little pick by Eddie Jackson. Let's go. Like the video. Go ahead and just to be safe, but probably not. I don't think there'd be a scenario where we would. Yeah. Slam says FGB. Corey's liking the video. All right, sounds good. We got 117 likes. 124. One more like and we're good to go. Hit the thumbs up icon if you haven't already. There we go. Crossed 125. Jam-packed show coming up here on Chicago Bears Now. We got the latest news and rumors, including your boy here about to rip an absolute fraud coming up here in a few moments. Live Q&A, hashtag Bears or Super Chat. Already have gotten a bunch of Super Chats. If you Super Chat, that is the easiest way to get on the show. Another way to get on the show is to go ahead and use hashtag Bears, so those are the two ways. Bears versus Packers preview. Who's going to win in week 2? My official prediction. And Bears now on the Callin app. We're going live on Callin after the show today. Let's go. Jam-packed show. Stick with us right now here on Bears Now. Chicago Bears Now is presented by Manscaped. Smooth Sack summer is almost over, but don't worry. Manscaped still going to keep you smooth through the fall as well. Get going today. Promo code Bears20 at manscaped.com. The best men's grooming products on the market come from Manscaped. Link in the comments and in the description. All right, coming up on today's show, we got some news and rumors to get to here around the Chicago Bears, including a player getting poached off the practice squad. But first, guess who's back? Back again. Mike Martz. Is he a joke? He is an absolute joke. For Smokin' Jays, bear down, F Martz in the chat. Mike Martz doubling down on his hate for Justin Fields. It makes no sense. Here's a quote from him on the 33rd team today. I'm just shocked at the Bears. They took the quarterback and spent a lot to get him. He was less than remarkable, and that would be the kindest thing you could say about him. I don't know if I've ever seen such a bad performance by a quarterback in his opening performance of the season. He was completely awful. He really deflated the football team, Martz says, with his performance. When you get a quarterback who can't do anything at all, you kind of lose hope. Right now, they're a team without hope. What in the hell is Mike Martz watching? What do you mean a team without hope? They won the football game 19-10. Oh, by the way, Justin Fields led a 19-0 run in the second half. That was a team that had hope throughout, had high energy throughout. What is Mike Martz watching? What is he talking about? Some reasons why the fraudulent Mike Martz is wrong. Number one, Justin Fields played really well in the second half. So this whole he couldn't do anything, second half, he goes 5 for 8, 102 yards and 2 touchdowns on a soaking wet field. Yeah, he played better in the second half. That's not a team without hope. That's not a quarterback who can't do anything. 19 straight points. Yeah, the hope was there. The energy was up. Bears played with great energy. And the Bears won the game. What do you mean this is a team without hope? This feels personal from Mike Martz at this point. I don't know if he has beef with Justin Fields. I don't know if he just wants to be proven right because before the season he said Fields and this offense might be worse than the 0-17 Lions. It makes no sense. And quite frankly, it's just disrespectful and inaccurate at this point. How could you possibly say a team lacks hope when they go on a 19-0 run in the second half to beat a team that was in the NFC Championship game a year ago? It's a joke. Mike Martz is an absolute fraud, and if you agree with me, type F in the chat. Type F Martz if you want, because Mike Martz doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Seriously. Like, this is so out of bounds. It makes no sense. I think he's just like, well, I got to stick to my narrative here. You don't. You can be proven wrong. I'll give Chris Sims credit. He said I was wrong about Kellen Mond and Justin Fields. We get it wrong sometimes, guys. Martz, you make no sense basing your narrative off that one game, a game that Fields and the Bears won. All right, next up on our rumors around Bears fans or Bears facing an angry Aaron Rodgers this week. Probably so. I mean, let's be honest. For Smokin' Jays, bear down. A, it's Bears-Packers. You know Rodgers is going to be angry. And B, the Packers are coming off a loss. He's going to be pissed off. Yeah, I would be surprised if he wasn't. Packers coming off a 23-7 loss in Week 1 against the Vikings. A bad performance by him, a bad performance by the team. Only threw for 195 yards, threw a pick, no touchdowns. He rarely has 2 stinkers in a row. So if the Bears are going to win this game, it's probably going to be against a good Aaron Rodgers, which would be great, right? If Chicago could win this game in a game that Rodgers played well in at Lambeau, then you're like, okay, this team could be for real. Could be absolutely for real. Roquan Smith commented on Rodgers. We'll get to that here in just a moment. Shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring today's show, as I still have Mike Martz in the back of my head. What an absolute loser he is. There's no way he goes to Manscaped. Smooth Sack Summer is winding down, but if your sack is anything but smooth, it's not too late. Get the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped for 20% off and free shipping when you use promo code BEARS20. That's promo code BEARS20 at manscaped.com. Link and code in the comments and the description. The lawnmower is great. Advanced skincare technology. You can use this in the shower as the trimmer is waterproof. You got a long battery life, wireless charging station, 4 adjustable guards if you want to leave a little bit extra hair. Maybe your girl likes it that way. Who knows? Everyone's different. Promo code Bears20, manscaped.com, 20% off. Go check out Manscaped. All right, Roquan Smith on Aaron Rodgers. He was asked about A-Rod earlier today. This guy is one of the greatest to ever play the game, and as a competitor myself, I love going against people like that. I'm sure he'll be a little bit angrier after this last game. Hey, you wouldn't want it any other way. Get the best version of him, then we get the dub, and it will be even sweeter. You win this game, that would be so sweet, especially if Rodgers plays well. Especially if he plays well. Like, say Fields outplays him. You're like, whoa, let's freaking go. That would be absolutely fantastic if the Bears could win against a good Aaron Rodgers. So let's get it. Let's go. How about the opportunity, guys? How about the opportunity? And if you're watching live, my guy Sealand just sent in a $100 super chat. We'll get to that after this segment, Sealand. Hang with us here. But the Bears going up against the Packers, you win this game somehow, you got a 2-game lead on Green Bay. It's early, 15 games to go, but huge opportunity if you are Chicago and Matt Eberflus. It's Packers Hate Week. You know what to do. FGB in the comments on every video throughout the week. You should do it every video anyway, because that's the motto here on this channel. The FGB squad, the FGB army, ready to go here at Chicago Bears now. Type it more than once, spam it. I want to see thousands of them in the comments section. All right, let's keep it going here. How about a little PFF action? Tevin Jenkins, Larry Borom, do they shine against the 49ers? Yeah, I mean, kinda. 3 smoking Jays. They played pretty well, according to PFF standards. PFF can be a little all over the place, but I told you guys, the offensive line played better in the second half, and overall, I think held their own in this game. Week 1, Tevin Jenkins, who split reps with Lucas Patrick at right guard. I found that interesting. Jenkins outperformed Patrick. 77.9 overall, highest graded lineman by the Bears. 71.7 in pass blocking, 74.4 run blocking over 31 snaps. Lucas Patrick played 27 snaps. His overall grade just under 66, so not bad by any means. That's about average, maybe a tick above overall, but no doubt Tevin Jenkins graded out better there than Lucas Patrick. And then how about Larry Borom at right tackle? 75.3 overall, good both in pass and run block, over 72 on both, played all 58 snaps. Man, if Tevin Jenkins and Larry Borom can be the answer on the right side of this offensive line moving forward, that's fantastic. They both only allowed 1 pressure each. That was good to see as well. No sacks allowed by either of these two guys. Bravo. Good job by these second-year linemen, and kudos to the Bears for being willing to shuffle things in the preseason in camp to figure out where people can play best. We'll see how this Lucas Patrick, Tevin Jenkins, and even Sam Mustipher thing plays out. Mustipher's playing okay right now. I'll be curious to see what happens on that front as Patrick continues to recover from that hand injury. Couldn't snap the ball in week 1. You got to wonder when he gets cleared, is he going to start at center? Because all 3 of these guys can't start. They can't start. Now, maybe they keep rotating at right guard. I don't know. I don't love the idea of that, doing that throughout the season. But let's say Lucas Patrick is healthy this week for Green Bay. Who are you benching here? You got center and a right guard. Obviously, Jenkins can't play center, but you either bench Tevin Jenkins, play Patrick at guard, or Mustipher at guard, and the other one at center. I would bench Sam Mustipher if all 3 are healthy. I would start Patrick at center, and then Mustipher can be your interior flex guy. He can play guard if someone gets hurt. He can play center if someone gets hurt. Who you benching? Type SM for Mustipher, type LP for Lucas Patrick, or you can type TJ for Tevin Jenkins. All right, some news that actually slipped through the cracks last night. A lot going on around the NFL and around the Bears yesterday. Thomas Graham Jr., it became official today, poached off the Bears practice squad to the Bears active 53-man roster. So, couple thoughts here. Number 1, good for Thomas Graham. I think he's worthy of being on a 53-man roster. And number 2, it's unfortunate he got hurt in training camp, because this is a guy that was getting starting reps during OTAs, during minicamp. Didn't play at all in training camp or in the preseason. That's why he didn't make the 53. You got to be available, and that's just the way it turned out. I wish him the best because I think he's a talented player. I really do. I hope this doesn't, come back to bite the Bears, but they clearly didn't value him enough, at least where he was at this point, to activate him. So the Browns poach him off the practice squad. It is what it is. You just have to live with that sometimes. All right, a story that dropped earlier today. I'm not going to get too deep into it. There's a lot of details and nerdy number stuff that I don't think is worth diving into at this point. But there's a report out there that the McCaskies have a plan to keep the Bears franchise within the family after Virginia dies. Reason I'm not going to dive too far into this, number one, we hope Virginia doesn't die anytime soon. There's been some chatter about her health, but we won't speculate about that. And number two, it's just too early to even dive into those type of things. There's so much going on with the new stadium and Soldier Field, the current season, yada, yada, yada. But Sportico had the report. Here's a chunk from it I found interesting. The Bears, whose owners declined to comment for this story, have a plan to keep the team in the family when Virginia McCaskey dies, according to multiple people familiar with the matter. Specifics of that plan weren't provided, but would require reconsolidating control of at least 30% of the team, which is now worth $5 billion, into a single wing of the McCaskey family. A bunch of other financial stuff that, quite frankly, I didn't want to spend hours diving into because it's kind of financial expert stuff. So a lot of details not worth discussing. I think the headline here is McCaskies don't appear to be selling, even when Virginia's out of the picture. There's always been this thought of, well, does George want to keep the Bears after, Virginia passes? It's kind of in his control at that point. Does he want to do that? He's never been a huge football guy. But if this report is true, that would kind of put all that to rest, as it sounds like the Bears would keep the franchise at least for the foreseeable future in the McCaskey family. All right, lots of news and rumors that we broke down there. F. Martz in the chat, total fraud. Hit that subscribe button here on Chicago Bears Now. Videos all season long leading up to Sunday Night Football. Let's get it. Let's go. Subscribe today. Sealand, $100 super chat from Sealand. Let's go. He says, this is for Clown Martz. Send him an FMM shirt on me. You know what? I might have to find Mart's address and send him an FMM. I won't even, here's the thing, I don't even want to pay for a new one. I'm just going to get one of our FGB shirts and just duct tape F. Martz over it and send it to him because he's a total fraud. Tally it up, Jack. Let's be sure to keep track of that. Sealand, you are in comfortable second place in the $100 Super Chat Club for the Bears this season here on Bears Now. Shout out to you. You're a legend. Appreciate the support that you continue to provide, and your shirt should be in the mail soon, so be looking out. All right, Packers Hate Week. Get the FGBs going. Get the F. Martz going, too. A couple more Super Chats that came in. We're about to get to our mailbag. We'll get to those during the mailbag, so don't worry. We'll answer those. F. Martz from Batchy. Joel says F. Martz. Scott says sign Martz. He's clearly a Packers fan. Alla says FGB. F. Martz from Danger. George, Cameron saying FGB. We got Black, William, Levante, Juan, Emmanuel, Ruben. Let's see. Giovanni, Anthony. F. Martz from George Culver, FMM, total fraud. Mike Martz is a total fraud. All right, here we go. Mailbag time coming up. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat. If you Super Chat, you can skip the line. We'll get to your questions first, and then once Super Chats run out, we will go to all of the Hashtag Bears questions. Those are the two ways to get on today's show, so appreciate you guys for supporting. Let's jump on into this Q&A. You're watching Bears Now by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham, and it is mailbag time on today's show. Answering all your questions, whatever questions you got. If you super chat, you can jump the line. Otherwise, use hashtag Bears. Santos Moreno, young Packer receivers will have trouble protecting football. Okay, I see what you're saying. Look, those receivers don't look good. Christian Watson ran a double move, got behind Patrick Peterson in the opener, just dropped the football. That's why I hated him coming out, because he can't catch. If he learns how to catch, he'll be a good player, but he had the 12% drop rate in college. Horrible numbers. I mean, 5% is like average, and he was at 12. Just really, really bad. Stonehands. And these other receivers, Romeo Dobbs, he's got a chance to be good, but like Sammy Watkins, we'll see if Lazard's back. But yeah, this receiving core doesn't really scare me. We'll see what happens Sunday. But yeah, that's not a great group right now up in Green Bay. Sean Spates, appreciate the $5 super chat. Mark Jennis, DK giving the Bears 10 points. Is that disrespectful? Oh, DraftKings. Yeah, I mean, I've seen 9, 9.5, 10. I mean, I will say this. Aaron Rodgers off a loss, really good track record. They don't lose 2 in a row very often. It's a road game. It's prime time. And the history of this head-to-head matchup over the last 5 or 6 years, if not longer, favors Green Bay. I do think 10's too high. 7.5 last week was a joke. But I understand the Packers being a healthy favorite in this game. I do. Now, I do think the Bears have a chance. I do. But the Bears are also playing with house money. All they needed to do was split these first 2 games. So now you go into this game like, boom, let's win this one. We get to 2-0 somehow. We're off to the races. Let's go. Kit Stanford, FGB, F Mike Martz. Is Mike Martz new? He's former Bears OC. He won a Super Bowl as the Rams head coach. He was the head coach for the Greatest Show on Turf 20 years ago. He's old news. He's old news. I guess what he's saying is working because we talked about it here on the show. Sorry, guys, got a bit of a runny nose. But, he's a joke. I mean, I don't know why he hates Justin Fields, but clearly he's got a vendetta, and I don't get it whatsoever. Let's go to Bob's Burger. What are some players to watch against the Packers this week? Here's some guys that I am keeping an eye on. I mean, it's going to be Justin Fields every single week for obvious reasons. And hopefully if the weather is fairly normal this week, let's see how he plays in a normal environment in terms of weather conditions. Obviously, last week is hard to make a huge determination in terms of his actual play. I thought he battled. I thought he played a good second half, but obviously the weather was brutal. Darnell Mooney, 1 catch, 8 yards in week 1. Again, the weather played a role, but I want to see a bigger game out of him. Same with David Montgomery, who was limited to 1.5 yards per carry. Can Dominique Robinson repeat his week 1 performance? 1.5 sacks, 7 tackles. Let's see how much playing time he gets. And then Robert Quinn. Quinn played fine, didn't play in the preseason, but didn't get a ton of pressure in week 1. Let's see how he performs here in week 2. It's Packers Hate Week. Every show this week, we're typing FGB. Let's go. Get it spammed down in the comment section. FGB, FGB, FGB. And get your FGB shirts right now. Chatsports.com/FGB. If you're watching live on Tuesday, if you get the advanced shipping, you should be able to get it before Sunday. But even if you don't, this is the motto for the Chicago Bears, and they play the Packers again, so you'll have your shirt in plenty of time for the second matchup later this season. Pick it up today, chatsports.com/FGB. All right, T-Fly Chicago to Long Beach. The Bears are for real. Fields, 3 TDs. Don't believe after. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it done. More super chats coming in. Clint Wilson, I want to see the Bears in a dogfight against those Green Bay Pigs. Yes, not, what does that say? I don't know what's going on. The win and put the league on notice. Yeah, I mean, look, I would love for this to be a back-and-forth tough game and the Bears to pull it out. If they can play against a good Green Bay team, Rodgers play well, and still find a way to win it late, that would be pretty exciting. That would put the league on notice at this point. Lucas Prang, do you think the Bears have a good chance of beating the Packers, or are we still high off the 49ers win? I mean, both could be true. You could be high off this win and still have a chance to beat Green Bay. I think the chances are lesser than they were last week, but you won last week. So there's absolutely a chance. There's absolutely a chance to win this game. So let's do it. You got to prove it. You got to prove it. At least have a chance in the fourth quarter. Too many times in the Matt Nagy era, this game was done after 3 quarters. Get into the fourth with the chance on the road in prime time, that's all you can really ask for. BetUS, the place to go to bet on this game and all Bears games all season long. Go to our link below, chatsports.com/Bears. Promo code BEARDOWN to get 125% deposit bonus. Put down $100, get 125 for free. Extra money to gamble on during the NFL and college football season. Here are some betting odds from this matchup early on. Man, that line keeps shifting toward Green Bay, doesn't it? 10-point favorites are the Packers. The over-under set at 43. I'll be curious to see. Last week, over-under was about 40 at kickoff, 39 because of the weather. We'll see. I could see the over hitting here maybe. Chatsports.com/Bears. That's the wrong link at the bottom. Chatsports.com/Bears. Let's get that on screen real quick here. Promo code is BEARDOWN. All right, Pashi, confidence in the Bears secondary. Vilder didn't play great in the opener, I will say. Got burned on that deep crosser. But I like the rest of the secondary. Jalen Johnson, he wasn't even targeted in week 1. He's locked down right now. Peanut punch as well. I like Brisker and Jackson at safety. Kyler Gordon got beat a couple times, but I think he's going to continue to get better. Builder's probably the guy to watch. Do the Packers try to attack him? Well, they can't do it with Devontae Adams. He's not around, so we'll see. I actually think this is a game where Vilder could make some plays, so definitely something to watch, but those Packers receivers don't exactly terrify me at this point in time. Appreciate the question, Pashi. We'll keep it moving here. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. Sangray Kim, your evaluation of Braxton, what do people say? Mixed bag. I thought he responded well, gave up the sack to Bosa. I figured Bosa would get him once, but I think overall he did pretty well. I mean, first start, weather's tough. You're going up against one of the best pass rushers in the league. Pretty well overall. Didn't grade out as well as Jenkins or Borum, but those guys didn't go up against Bosa as often either. I think Braxton Jones continues to answer the bell and continues to show that he can be a player in this league. BTH, will Velus Jones Jr. play this week? I hope so. We'll see. Matt Eberflus said last week that he's close. We're filming this live on Tuesday, so by the time you watch this or people watch this later in the week, we may have a clearer picture. But it's unknown right now. I'd say 50-50. We'll have to wait and see. Kit Stanford, I have no doubt that the Bears will beat the Packers. FGB, team going 11-6. Hashtag bold prediction. 11-6 would be dope. That might have a chance to win the division this year. So let's go. FGB, baby. Frank Sinatra, hashtag Bears, great musician. Did Kyler Gordon or Jaquan Brisker play better? I thought Brisker was a bit better. They both had really good moments. They both, had not great moments. Brisker missed 1 or 2 tackles. Gordon got beat a couple times. He tackled really well, though, in the run game and run support. They're going to continue to get better and better. I thought both played really well in the second half. Mandalay Lice, if the defense plays like this this week, what are the chances we win over the Fudge Packers? Look, if the defense plays well, similar to what they played in week 1, again, with the weather, it's hard to know how well everyone played, but if they play pretty well, they've got a good shot. Comes down to the offense. How many plays can Fields and the boys make? We'll have to wait and see, but if they play well, let's say they hold the Packers to 24 points or less, that'll give you a chance. That'll give you a chance to win. Fill in the blank. Always a fun game, right? Aaron Rodgers is a blank. Don't hold back. I'll be reading the comments. Fill in the blank for me. Aaron Rodgers is a blank. He's a fraud. He's a loony. He's a douche. Whatever. Fill in the blank. Aaron Rodgers is a blank. All right. Hit that subscribe button here on Bears Now. YouTube.com/Bears Now. The latest Bears news and rumors coming at you every single day. Plus, game previews, live watch parties, live shows every Tuesday. We got you covered. Hit that sub button. Got time for a few more here. Danger says, I think having Thomas Graham on the practice squad in the first place was a mistake. Thoughts? I mean, he was hurt, and they made that decision. So time will tell, Danger. That's what I would say. I would have kept him over someone like Jalen Jones, but the Bears clearly thought differently. So, listen, you miss all of training camp. You were a guy that was a fringe roster guy a year ago. It's a new regime. It's not going to go well for you. And I think that's how that played out. So, it is what it is. Little Monty, I liked how the Bears were way more disciplined and conditioned compared to last week. FGBFA are compared to last week is what he said. Yeah, I mean, look, they were prepared. The adjustments, I think that's the key. The coaching staff made clear adjustments at halftime. Khalil Herbert talked about that. This coaching staff is competent, and it's clearly better than it was before. So that's a good sign, especially when some weeks you're going to be overmatched in talent. But when you have coaching that makes a difference, it really helps. Got Sal with the super chat. Appreciate all the super chats, guys. You guys have been great. Bears need to get another corner. Don't trust Fielder. Yeah, let's see how this week goes, and then reevaluate after that. Fielder. Clearly, this regime liked him enough to make him a part of this secondary this year, but I do think that's probably the weakest link on the defense right now is that second outside corner spot when you're in nickel and Gordon's in the slot and Fielder's outside. That's the place to attack if you're opposing quarterbacks. Clint Wilson, what is a Packer anyway? Only one I know is FedEx. Good stuff, Clint. Good stuff. Who knows? Who knows? I like cheese, but I don't know. I don't know what a Packer is. The Gabe, your thoughts on Jackson Smith and Jigba? Love him. Would draft him. He'd be great here. Really good prospect. Smooth. Good after the catch. Great route runner. His Rose Bowl game last year was unbelievable. One of the greatest single game performances I've ever seen from a college football wide receiver. So, special talent. Really is. Appreciate all your questions. If we didn't get to your questions, you can hit me up on social media, Twitter and Instagram, at HGramNFL. Same handle, both platforms, at HGramNFL. It's at HGramNFL. All right, a couple super chats that came in after. What do you think about the possible advantage the Bears might have with Getsy being old Packer? Yeah, I mean, Getsy, that helps. Lucas Patrick being here, you know, those are guys that can provide insight. Equanimous St. Brown as well. But I do think we overblow that sometimes. Like, I don't think, like, oh, since Luke Getsy's here, like, you know, he can wave a magic wand and they're just going to shut down Aaron Rodgers. But, yeah, there's little things that they can point out and discuss. I'm sure the Packers will change some of their calls and whatnot, knowing that fact. But, yeah, I mean, it certainly doesn't hurt. Sal with the super chat. Top 5 defense looks so good. Maybe. Not ready to go top 5. I'm not ready to declare that. But you go up to Green Bay and contain Aaron Rodgers, I might think differently after that. I might think differently. All right, we got our Bears versus Packers preview and primer coming up. But in 15 minutes, we'll be live on the Callin app. So go ahead and download the app for one on iOS and Android, and then subscribe. Chatsports.com/BearsCallin. As chatsports.com/BearsCallin. We will be live in 15 minutes over on the Callin app. So go ahead and join us over there. I'll get the link to download the app in the live chat. Not seeing it in there. Download it there. And then subscribe. The Bears now on Callin. Okay, do we need to hit those super chats? Let's get this. Hang on. Yeah, let's go ahead and hit these. We'll hit these 2 super chats that just came in. Appreciate the support. Mad Dog with the 10. What were your positives and negatives from Sunday, and how will it affect next week's game? You know, it's hard to know what will carry over just because the weather was so unique. I think something that can carry over is they finished. That regardless of weather, if you can finish, close a game out, that's culture, that's mentality, that's attitude, that's energy, that's going the extra mile. So I think that's something that can carry over. As far as X's and O's, I mean, clearly the coaching staff adjusted on the fly. I think those are things that are positives that can carry over. Negatives, slow start, but again, with the weather, I mean, I don't know how much weight to put on that. But, you know, I think definitely more positives than negatives, Mad Dog. I'll just say that. Sangray, hashtag take the North Bear down. What are the keys to victory? Well, we got our preview coming up, which means I got keys to victory coming up. So stick with us here. Coming up next, our full Bears versus Packers preview. On today's show, we got a Bears versus Packers preview as Packers Hate Week rolls along here on Chicago Bears Now. Before we get to our preview, type FGB, spam it in the comments. I want to set a comment record on this video. Our record's like 6,000 something, so if we top that, hey, you guys are living right. Let's at least get a couple thousand, right? Type FGB in the comments, separate comments, spam it more than once. Let's go. If you hate the Packers as much as I do, then you'll type FGB right now. Today's Bears vs. Packers preview is presented by Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com, promo code BEARS20. It's manscaped.com, promo code BEARS20. Aaron Rodgers could use some Manscaped with that nasty hair he's had all season long. Who knows what it's looking like downstairs. Manscaped, 20% off plus free shipping. All right, let's go. Week 2. Bears 1-0, Packers 0-1, Sunday Night Football as the Bears head up to Green Bay to take on the Packers at Lambeau Field. A couple of notes from Week 1 as the Bears were able to beat the 49ers 19-10. Green Bay fell to the Vikings, 23-7. Couldn't get much going. Despite all of that, the Packers are 10-point favorites. The over-under set at 43 points in this matchup as the Bears look to change the narrative up in Green Bay, because let's be honest, this has been one-sided. The last 10 matchups, 9 have gone in the Packers' favor, including the last 6. The last Bears win was the second matchup in 2018 when the Bears won 24-17. That, of course, was the Matt Nagy 12-4 year. Other than that, it's been one-sided, and if you look at these scores, a couple of close games, few close games, but a lot of them pretty one-sided in favor of Green Bay. It's up to this regime to change the narrative. It's up to Justin Fields. It's up to Eberflus. It's up to these young guys. Let's go. It starts this week. It's not a must-win game, but if you do win it, I'm going to be thinking of what Ryan Poles said. We got to take the North and never give it back. Great opportunity for Chicago, who's already game up in the standings on Green Bay. You win this one, you're up 2 games through 2 weeks. All right, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because we'll be live for a Bears versus Packers watch party for Sunday Night Football, 8:05 Eastern, 7:05 Central Time, with kickoff at 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central. 15-minute pregame show, and then we will get going with some live play-by-play action. So subscribe, turn on those noties, and join us for Sunday Night Football. All right, keys to victory to upset the Packers in Green Bay. Number 1, you have to slow down the run. That's one thing the Bears did not do great last week. 49ers rushed for 176 yards, averaged just under 5 yards per carry. Now, San Francisco's a good rushing team. The weather, was challenging, but Packers want to run the ball too, and they're good at it. They're really good at it, and with this Packers receiving core being a little shaky, being a little dicey right now, they're going to try and get Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon going. Aaron Jones averaged over 9 yards per carry. A.J. Dillon had 45 yards and a touchdown. Matt LaFleur admitted they didn't run the ball enough against Green Bay. I would expect them to try and get going on the ground, especially while these Packers receivers figure things out early on in the season. Slow down the run. You're not going to fully stop it. This is a good scheme with 2 good backs, but you got to slow it down and force Green Bay into passing situations, which sounds weird because Aaron Rodgers, but if you're running the ball and Rodgers is doing your thing, you're cooked. You got to slow at least one of those 2 things down. Key number 2, faster start for Justin Fields. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm not criticizing him at all for the Bears offense starting slow last week. It was a monsoon at Soldier Field. The raw stats don't look great, but he played much better after halftime, going 5 for 8 for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. First half went 3 of 9 for 19 yards and a pick. Got to get off to a faster start. We know the weather played a big role in this, but the point in general is if the Bears are going to win this game, they got to start faster. They got to get points on the board early. Hopefully the weather doesn't play a big role like it did this past week. I saw in the forecast that 50% chance of rain. Who knows the hour-by-hour forecast on that front, but I can't imagine it's going to be anything like it was at Soldier Field. I mean, guys, there was standing water on the playing surface. That was just unbelievable. I think one area that stood out to me, and again, caveat of the weather, I know that, got to be better on first down. The Bears were in 2nd and long, which then led to 3rd and long way too often. Get 4 or 5 yards on first down. I'm not saying get 8 yards a pop on first down, but get into 2nd and 6, hell, 2nd and 7. Get to 3rd and 3. You're going to have a much better chance to convert on those 3rd downs because I think the average 3rd down length for Chicago was over 7 yards for most of the game. Just hard to live that way, especially against a good defense, and Green Bay has got another good group this year. Who's going to have more touchdowns this week? Ooh, type JF for Justin Fields, type AR for Aaron Rodgers. What are you thinking? More scores this week. Which quarterback? JF for Fields, AR for Rodgers. Shout out to Manscaped because Aaron Rodgers, he ain't using Manscaped. We all know that. Fields probably is. 20% off plus free shipping. Promo code BEARS20. The Performance Package is a great deal because it comes with a bunch of products, including the Lawnmower 4.0, advanced skincare technology, going to keep you nice and shaved down below the belt. The Weed Whacker, nose hair trimmer, ear hair trimmer. I got ear hair. It sucks, but the Weed Whacker going to clean it all up for you. You get the boxers, you get the travel kit, ball deodorant, ball toner. It all comes together in one bundle for less than $100 when you use our promo code BEARS20. You add up all these items, it's over $150 in value if you buy them separately. You get the bundle, $95.99. 20% off, free shipping, promo code BEARS20 when you go to manscaped.com. Get shopping today at Manscaped. Link and promo code in the description in the comments of this video. All right, next key to victory, frustrate Rodgers. It sounds easy. It's not easy. You got to find a way, though. Tell you what, Minnesota's done it a few times over the years. They did it last week. He was clearly frustrated. Now, I think a lot of his frustration stemmed at his receivers. Christian Watson dropped a 75-yard touchdown pass. Stonehands Watson is what we're going to call him here at Bears Now. But this is not your typical Aaron Rodgers stat line. He was pretty mediocre, for being honest. He was not happy with his receivers. He called them out in training camp. He wasn't happy in this Week 1 game either. You could tell. Try to frustrate this guy, and stopping the run is going to help you do that, because normally 3rd and long, not a big deal for Rodgers and the Packers. No Davante Adams, though. They felt that in Week 1. Hopefully you make them feel it in Week 2. Packers receivers had just 12 catches for 120 yards total in this game. That's a great stat line for one player, but all the receivers combined, 120 yards. Bears do that, they're going to have a good chance to come out of Lambeau Field with the victory. If you hate Aaron Rodgers, at least as a player, if you hate the guy too, I don't blame you. I think he's total fraud. Like the video. If you hate Aaron Rodgers, hit the like button. Let's go. You at least got to hate him this week. It's Packers and Aaron Rodgers hate week here at Bears Now. Like the video if you cannot stand Aaron Rodgers. Key number 4, get Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet involved in the offense. 1 catch for 8 yards for Mooney last week. 0 catches for 0 yards for Cole Kmet. I've said it a million times. I get it, the weather. Like, I don't know how much you can evaluate for offensive players last week. But if you go another game and they're both non-factors, that's a problem. You got to get these guys involved. They're your 2 best playmakers. Now, the good sign is that Dante Pettis looks like a guy who can contribute. St. Brown is a guy that can contribute potentially. But these 2 guys are going to make you go in the passing game. You really are. 1 catch for 8 yards. In normal weather conditions, this team will probably lose most games if these 2 guys contribute that stat line. So I expect that to change. I think it will change. But it's got to be an emphasis. Justin Fields has got to get these guys the football. All right, final key. I think when you're an underdog and you're on the road, you can probably get away with 1 turnover and still have a chance to win. 2 or more, though, that's going to translate into a loss. So no more than 1 turnover this week. 2+, probably going to lose. Not impossible to win, especially if you're creating 2, 3, 4 turnovers. But I think, we know Aaron Rodgers. He rarely turns the ball over. He threw a pick last week. For him to throw another one, would be pretty rare for him, picks in back-to-back games. Can't turn it over more than once if you're Justin Fields in the Bears offense or special teams, whatever. 1 turnover max, otherwise probably going to lose this game. All right, there you go. Some keys to victory, some thoughts heading into Sunday Night Football as the Bears head to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers, who are heavy favorites at home, 10-point favorites over under set at 43. All right, predict the score, and I'm going to give my official prediction. I've not thought this out until filming this exactly right now. Let us know who's going to win, and let me know what the final score is going to be. Should I do it, Jack? Do I do it? I've been thinking all week long. On my record prediction video, I predicted a loss. But after seeing these 2 teams play, logic says the Packers are going to bounce back and win. That's what logic says. But Davante Adams isn't there. I'm calling my shot. 24-20, Bears improved to 2-0. Let's go. It's more of a heart pick this week, but I'm an FGB guy. I can't pick the Packers. Let's go. Get your score predictions in, and let's beat the damn Packers. All right, I'll get some shout-outs. Get those score predictions in. Foster says 24-17 Bears. 30-14 from Lego. Bears 29, Packers 21 from George. Bears could win, but it will be close. Yeah, I'll say this. If the Bears win, it will be close. If there's a blowout, it'll be by the Packers. 21-17 Bears from Lucas. 28-21 from Top Shot. Busy says 24-17. 63-7 Bears from Alan Mack. Alan says, screw that. The Bears are going to blow them out. 27-20 from Clint. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's win this thing. Graham Miller with the super chat. Will Monty bounce back this week? Hope so, Graham. I hope so. It seemed like the blocking just kind of looked better for Khalil Herbert. Now, I will say I thought he ran more decisively than Montgomery, so let's see how this week plays out. I'll tell you what, they both should play. Khalil Herbert deserves a role in this offense. He proved that last year. He proved it in week 1 this year. I know he didn't have the best preseason, but when the lights have turned on for this kid, he's played well. So he should have a role, and David Montgomery should obviously still have a role as well. All right, we're about to go live on the Callin app. We'll stay live on YouTube because we have a good audience. I'll tell you what, if we cross $200 in Super Chats, I will take a shot. We're $6 away, so if we get there, I will make that happen. But let me start the Callin show here, and then I'll get that link going in the live chat for you guys. Give me just a second here. All right, starting Callin here. Here we go. What's up? Welcome in. We're live on the Callin app. I'm going to get the updated link in here for you guys. As we are live. We're going to take your calls here in just a moment. Still live on YouTube and Rumble. So if you want to call into the show, this is your chance. We did get a $10 Super Chat from Graham and a $5, so if Super Chats fly out on YouTube, we'll still get to those. Graham says, take that shot, guy, FGB. Get the FGBs going in the chat. And then Green Real Estate sending in FGB, bear down. We sounding good on the audio? Sounding good? Sounding crisp. Let's go. We're live on Callin. I've got it pinned in the live chat on YouTube, so join us over there. We'll take some calls as we go. Jack's going to go get me some Fireball. But if you guys want to hop on in the caller queue, no one in the caller queue yet, I'll send a tweet out as well as we're getting started here on the Callin app. Anybody that wants to ask me a question, this is your chance. Matthew Peterson, you taking one with me? Oh, you only brought one? It's Packers week. Come on. Matthew Peterson going to take a shot with me. Let me get this tweeted out here. No one in the caller queue. I mean, we'll just talk if we need to. It's all good. No one wants to ask any questions on Callin? There's a couple in the queue now. All right. Better than zero. I was just gonna have to talk to myself for 30 minutes, I guess. Producer Jack, we could talk. We could talk. All right, we'll take some calls in a second, but first, Petey, FGB, my friend. He says, "Fuck the Packers."
Aaron Rodgers.
Total fraud. Prison.
Prison.
Absolute prison. All right, cheers, my friend. Get in here.
It's to Shea McClellan. He did one good thing in Chicago. If you know, you know.
Shout out Shea McClellan. Shout out Shea McClellan.
I was all in on him.
After that play.
He did one good thing.
He did one good thing, Petey says. All right, here we go. Appreciate you guys for super chatting. Let's get to some calls here as we start our call-in stream. All right, you're listening to Bears Now on Callin. I'm Harrison Graham. Getting things started here. Got a few guys on the caller line. Let's go to Jeremy Hood, who is first up. Jeremy, welcome in. You click that mic button, be able to take all your questions. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Harry? I just wanted to talk about Armon Watts. I feel like he's very underrated, and he didn't get any sacks, but I think he put a lot of pressure on Trey Lance, and he couldn't step up in the pocket.
Yeah, he had a big impact in that game, I thought. When he was out there, it seemed like he was always in the backfield. I definitely think his playing time is going to increase as we go here. I was impressed. I liked what I saw from him. I still can't believe he was cut. I know that the scheme stuff is whatever. But yeah, I mean, he's a starting caliber player that the Bears claimed off waivers. So pretty impressive stuff. His pass rush grade was over 70 from PFF. Couple tackles, 2 pressures. So, yeah, I expect his playing time to increase, and I think he's going to have a nice little role here.
Mm-hmm. Do you? What are your thoughts on Justin Jones? I still wasn't too convinced with our signing of him, but I mean, at least we have some depth, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he didn't pop a ton to me. He was back there a couple times. I think he's a fringe starter type. Him and Watts are kind of in that same category. I thought Watts actually popped a little bit more, like we just talked about, but I think he'll continue to play a role here. I mean, obviously they wanted Ogunjobi for a reason. Justin Jones was a fallback option, but yeah, I don't think he's going to be a star, but I think he can be a solid player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. Lastly, bro, I just wanted to just shout out Dominique Robinson, man. I swear,
Dude,
bro.
so
Like,
good.
this kid is a fucking baller, bro. Like, and it's only the beginning. You seen what he was doing to Trent Williams, like that sack that he had combined with Quinn in the red zone, like that was clutch. Like he long armed Trent Williams and then he reached back and grabbed Trey Lance. This shit was crazy.
Yeah, it was impressive for him to get a fistful of Trey Lance's jersey and throw him down when it's soaking wet. That's strength right there.
Yeah,
that was impressive, man.
All right, well, thanks, bro. I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you. Let's go to Adi, who's next. What's up, Addy?
How's it going, Harrison?
Pretty good.
I'm looking forward to Sunday primetime, man. I mean, I saw the Packers and Vikings game on Sunday. They did not look good, man. The receivers were dropping passes. That Christian Watson, he dropped that 75-yard touchdown. I think, after watching that game, I honestly feel like we have a real good chance of beating Green Bay this year in Lambeau Field, especially with the way Rodgers and the offense has not been in sync and the receivers dropping passes. I think Chicago has a winnable game here. What do you think?
I definitely think they have a chance. Historically, Rodgers does not play poorly 2 weeks in a row, so I think he'll play better. But yeah, I mean, look, life without Davante Adams is more difficult. There's no doubt about it. So I think it'll be interesting to see if some of those other receivers step up this week for Green Bay. But yeah, they did not look good. You know when else they didn't look good, though, was week 1 last year. Then they won, I think, like 8 games in a row after that. So I don't think we can just assume that the Packers aren't going to be a good team this year. But yeah, I mean, through 1 week, it looks like that's a winnable game. So now it's up to the Bears going up there and doing it. They're 10-point underdogs for a reason, so they're going to have to play well.
After seeing Dominique Robinson, man, he was balling out. Do you think Eberflus and the defensive coordinator will give him more playing time? Because I feel like Robinson really succeeds in this 3-4 scheme, and I really like what he did last week, bullying Trent Williams, and he got the sacks. I genuinely think that he deserves some more playing time.
Yeah, 4-3 scheme is what they're playing, but yeah, I mean, I would give him more playing time. He outsnapped Trevis Gibson, which was pretty interesting. So you got to ride the hot hand. If Robinson's getting done, he should be out there. Obviously, Robert Quinn's going to play a lot of snaps, but the good news is they've got 4 legitimate edge rushers. You got Quinn, you got Muhammad, you got Gibson, who had 7 sacks last year, and now Robinson looks like a player. So I like what they have on the edge, and I think they're all going to continue to play, but I definitely think Robinson could get a heavier workload moving forward if he continues to play like this.
I think so, too. All right, thanks, Harrison.
All right, bet. Let's go to Corey here. Corey on the line. What's up, Corey?
Well, after the 49er game, I could see a trade.
You what?
I'm thinking there could be a trade.
Okay, for who?
I'm thinking with the way that rookie on the defensive line played.
Yep.
Trade number 94.
Oh, Robert Quinn. I mean, maybe. Could
To
happen.
the deal. For the one we passed on because of injury.
Maybe. Oh, Ogunjobi?
And tighten up that run defense.
Possibly. You can't just say, hey, we'll send you Quinn for Ogunjobi.
I understand that. I'm saying give a 4th-round pick, too.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. It takes 2 to tango, but I also think
I'm not saying they would do it, but that's what I would offer.
Yeah, I hear you, Corey, and I appreciate the call. I wouldn't just say after one game I'm ready to trade Robert Quinn, but if Robinson emerges and you get a good offer for Quinn before the deadline, yeah, you could trade him. But at the same time, if the Bears are winning games, he's probably not going to get traded. So It just kind of all depends. Let's go to Keith here, who's next up. What's up, Keith? Welcome into the show. If you click that mic button, you'll be good. What's up?
Hey, bear down, bear down.
Bear down, let's
FTB.
go. Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Ready for Sunday.
Yeah, I am too. One takeaway from the game that I had was actually Dominique Robinson. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are calling to tell me about, and I agree.
He's got like a 91 PFF rating.
Yeah, he was the highest graded defensive rookie in Week 1 by a pretty wide margin. So
yeah, so we got
impressive.
some exciting stuff there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he's got the tools to be really good.
He does. But my question is, if we beat the Packers and we start 2-0, does this make us a legit team?
Oh, I mean, if the Bears start off 2-0 with wins over the Niners and Packers, at minimum, they have to be taken seriously because those were two of the top contenders in the NFC last year. Now, you know, we talked this offseason how the Packers could be a little worse this year without Adams. You know, 49ers are shifting quarterbacks, and I get all that, but those are two damn talented teams. If the Bears beat them both, yeah, they have to be taken seriously. It would only be 2 games, but I think the expectations change dramatically if the Bears win Sunday. And even if they don't win and play competitively, to split these first 2 games is already a heck of a job. But now you're playing with house money. Now you're getting a little greedy. You're like, hey, man, let's go steal one at Lambeau and really put the league on notice. So hopefully it happens. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't, but we're going to be pretty fired up if it does.
I'm going to be fired up all right.
Let's go.
Be a couple beers deep by then.
Well, me too, especially if Joel O'Connell's sending in super chats.
Oh, yeah. Wait, who's calling that game Sunday night?
I guess Tirico and Collinsworth. They're the new NBC crew. So
all right.
We'll be live, though. Hop
FJB.
Let's go. We got Zane next up. Appreciate the call from Keith. Zane, welcome in. What's up?
Hey, first of all, just want to say I love the show. Love what you guys do.
Appreciate that.
If the answer is no to this, I completely understand, but could I play like a 30-second song that I wrote about the Packers?
Sure. Go for it. Thought it'd be good.
Here we go again, let's be Green Bay. I'm ready to win the North again. Taking down the Vikings and the Packers are the same. Who cares about the Lions anyway? Only thing I need to know how to say. Come on, say it with me, F Green Bay.
Yes.
F Green Bay.
Type Zane in the chat. Round of applause. Yes. That is fantastic. I love it. Is that you singing?
Yes, that was.
Good voice. Very nice.
So much.
Good
Hopefully,
stuff. Do you write music or anything?
I do.
Very nice.
Professional band and.
Are you on Spotify or anything? I'll shout you out.
I mean, not yet, but soon I will be. So.
All right.
I would
Well, hit me up when you're there. I'll spread the word.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate
All right,
that.
I loved it. FGB, do it for Zane. That was epic. That's awesome. All right, we got Terry next up. What's up, Terry? What do you got for me this week?
Hey there, Harrison. Just wondering if you've heard anything about Velus Jones Jr. and his potential availability for this week. It seems like the offense is just lacking a little bit of juice there, but I don't know. It could have been related to the weather, too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the weather played a role. I think we all know that. But this offense could certainly use more playmakers. I will know on Wednesday more. That's when the first injury report of the week comes out. Eberflus didn't really say much Monday about it. No updates today on Tuesday. So we'll know more tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So I would say it's probably 50-50. Eberflus said that he'll play. Flus said last week he's getting closer, but he was not able to practice. So see how this week goes and go from there. I would imagine if he doesn't go this week, he'll be ready next week. Otherwise, they probably would have put him on short-term IR to start the year. So, yeah, close, but no real update until tomorrow, Terry.
All right, sounds good. Well, thanks for taking my call. Appreciate it.
All right, appreciate you, Terry. We got Patrick next up on the line. Patrick, welcome to the show. What's up?
What's going on, Harrison?
What's good? What do you got for me?
First, a comment.
Okay.
I was looking at some of the Green Bay game. I know, Chicago Bear fan, we should never be watching Green Bay. But the game plan didn't change. So Aaron Rodgers played the same game. He just has no talent now.
Yeah.
So that's a winnable game, as well as the further down the road we get, the further out of first place they're going to fall.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you win this game, it's huge. You're up 2 games already.
Correct. And the other aspect of it is let me apologize to the Bears and Justin Fields. I jumped out of the game early because I was so pissed off at the gameplay. I was thinking same stuff from last year.
Yeah, it was a tough.
And then I
first
turned
half.
back and they're up, and I go, okay. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But the thing I noticed in the second half, actually late in the third quarter, was they were playing to Justin Fields' strength a lot more than I thought they ever would in terms of his abilities. Yep. And that made the defense have to backtrack quite a bit. I watched them running backwards more or slowing up on that pass rush.
Yep.
Now, if the game plan continues where you get him on dry field and better conditions, and they're calling plays to his strength, do you see, first of all, Justin Fields making a good run for comeback player of the year, which I doubt he'll be into, but definitely a 10-7 season.
I mean, it's possible. A lot of good points you make. I mean, I've said it a couple times, we'll say it again. Splitting these first 2 games is huge. If you somehow win this game, it's even bigger. I mean, I think at that point, the entire complexion of the season potentially shifts. It's like, oh, we thought we were a year away. We might be there now, at least somewhat. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to continue to take this one game at a time, but I think if Sunday turns into a win somehow, then 10-7 is very much in reach at that point, because then you only have to go 8-7 the rest of the way. You got to play 500 basically. So let's see how Sunday goes, and then we'll revisit this. But yeah, I mean, it's good vibes right now. It's good vibes right now.
And I want to give a big pat on the back to you. Of all the internet Bear channels, this one's the best.
Oh, thanks.
You handle it with, first of all, not being a true Bear fan, you handle it with a vigor that I'm really getting into. So thank you very much.
I've definitely evolved into fandom, no doubt. But it's been fun, man. It's been fun, and you guys make it worth it. And we're not going anywhere, so stick with us.
Always. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. We got
Go Bears.
There he goes. We got Paleo. What's up, Paleo?
Hey, Harrison. I got 2 things. The first thing is Bears related. What was your reaction to Thomas Graham Jr. getting claimed by the Browns?
Yeah, I mean, you know, bittersweet. The sweet is he gets a chance to play somewhere. Bitter just because, I mean, it looked like every time when he got to play last year, he played well, and you know, in the springtime, he was getting starting reps in early summer during OTAs and minicamp. But I mean, he missed entire training camp and preseason and was on the roster bubble. I mean, it just didn't. It's kind of one of those things, like timing is everything, and it seemed like the timing never added up for him here. So, yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, I would have preferred to keep him over Jalen Jones, but at the same time, it's, you know, clearly this regime valued guys who were able to compete in training camp, and he was not one of those guys.
Yeah, I guess they value just guys who are capable of just staying healthy on a longer term.
Yeah. especially for, as much as we all like Thomas Graham, I mean, pretty unproven overall. I mean, when he did play, showed some things, but very small sample size. Like, if he had a year or two under his belt with solid play, I think it would have been different, but that was obviously not the case.
Yeah, small sample size. Great dude on off the field, though. I've watched a couple interviews with him, so it's just sad to see him go.
Yep. It is.
Yeah,
It's a bummer.
And then I had something else. This is not Bears related, though.
Okay.
I was wondering if I can get a little love from the Bears community right now. I'm going through a pretty tough time with it being later this week. It's going to be the 6-month anniversary since my mom passed away from cancer, and then
Dang, bro. Sorry.
Last night I had thank you, and then last night I had a very hard call with my girlfriend where she kind of told me that she wanted to take things a little slower because we're both in grad school right now, and she's really busy, and so she's not 100% sure if she can commit to a relationship at the moment. She still wants to talk to me and stuff like that, but she doesn't want to put labels on a relationship just yet. So she still wants to give me a chance, but it was a hard phone call to take with her last night.
Yeah. Timing's everything on relationships, I'll tell you that. Don't give up on it if it's something you're serious about. Sorry to hear about your mom passing. That's really hard. Appreciate you sharing with that. And Bears fans behind you, bro. Appreciate you tuning in as always. All right, man.
Thank you so much.
There goes Paleo. Show him some love. All right, we got Chaz next up, and then Symbiote will be up next. What's up, Chaz? Chaz. Trying to get him on. I don't know.
There we go. Wait,
something just happened. I don't know what just happened. Chaz, hop back in the caller queue. Symbiote is now on the line. I think my app delayed. Sorry about that, Chaz. We'll get to you next. What's up, Symbiote? Symbiote. Whose audio am I hearing? I don't even know.
Oh, you got me?
Yeah, I got you. What's up?
Sorry about that. My app crashed.
Oh, you're good.
I don't have a question. I just want to give a shout out to Larry Bourne. I feel like he's been underrated this season, and he had a pretty good
Played
day
well
on
in week one.
So definitely give him a shout out. And the whole O-line, I think, is performing better than expected. Definitely not going to be the worst offensive line in the league.
Yeah, and I kind of said that throughout camp and stuff. Like, just be league average. This O-line's league average. Gonna have a chance to be a much better offensive team. So
definitely,
I agree with you, man. FGB, there he goes. All right, let's get Chaz back in here. Not sure what happened there, Chaz. What's up?
Hey, Harrison, what's up, bro?
What's good? What's good? What do you got for me?
All I know is going down. Playoff time. I'm tired of people hating on the Bears. It's time for us to all know that the Bears are going in the playoffs. FGB, F Detroit, F the Vikings, F 49ers, F the Chiefs, F the Bills, who I think she'll win a Super Bowl, but still.
F Mike
I don't care.
Martz.
Can you hear me too? Anyway, I'm geeked right now.
Well, I'm too, man.
I'm so pumped.
How could you not be?
It is time that we stop talking about the Bears being a worst team. And did you see something else? Two spots in power rankings where the Steelers went up 8 positions.
It makes sense.
Who they even play?
ESPN's power rankings are a joke.
Where they play the Bengals. The Bengals are trash. We beat the Bengals.
They did go to the Super Bowl
we went up 2 spots.
year.
And fuck the power ranking. I don't care. We beat them last year.
That's true.
Our power ranking still was shit.
Picked off Burrow 3 times.
I'm tired of the hating, of all this damn hating on the Bears for no reason. And then when we win, like, it was raining. Yeah, it was raining. Fields had just a hard time Trey Lance did, and he still they still beat the hell out of him. They come over with excuses, and I'm tired of being people excusing why the Bears can't.
Your audio cut out there. Your audio cut out there, Chaz. But I appreciate the call. That call right there is why I do this. That call right there is why I do this. All right, we got Michael. I got somebody up. Is that still you, Gerald? I don't know what's happening right now. My audio's glitching. Michael, you're up. Unmute yourself.
Mic check.
There you go. What's up?
Oh, hell yeah, Harrison. What's up, my man?
What's up?
Hey, what do you think was up with old Lucas Patrick and Tevin Jenkins getting switched out every now and then?
I wasn't a huge fan of it. It worked out okay, I guess. I kind of wonder if they just wanted to get Patrick some snaps for when his hand is healthy and he can, have some game under his belt when he takes over for Mustipher. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe part of it, too, is that that's a tough defensive line they're facing, and they wanted a veteran to get some snaps in there. There could be a lot of reasons, but I thought Jenkins played well. Gave up a pressure early, but beyond that, held up pretty well. It was the highest graded PFF lineman for the Bears this week. So I would like for him to be the permanent guy there. And then when Patrick is healthy, I'd like him to plug in at center. And then Mustipher can go back to being a backup center and guard. And he's earned a spot on this team, though. Mustipher is, he's done his job. He's done what a backup should do, is hold things down until the starter gets back. So.
Yeah, for sure, man. I just wanted to give the O-line some love, man. They were holding it down.
They held
yesterday.
up, man. They held down.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't, they're not going to be a dominant group, I don't think. But, they just, if they get a little bit better each and every week, by the end of the year, we might be saying, dang, this is a good unit moving forward. So, I was pleased. Dude. I was pleased. Appreciate the call, Michael.
Yeah, we're going to take Green Bay to the cleaners.
Let's go, man. I hope you're right.
Let's go, FGB.
All right, FGB. We got Jay Sarge up next. Got time for a few more. What's up, Jay Sarge?
What's up? After watching the first game and just seeing all the different positional groups, I wanted to ask, kind of early for this question, but free agent targets, because the O-line actually looks pretty solid. I think the only concerns at this point to me personally are receiver and linebacker. And the only reason the linebacker group didn't really look bad, if you ask me, is because Roquan was all over the field like usual. Yeah. But Anthony Morrow was pretty quiet, in my opinion.
Nick Morrow, you mean? Nicholas Morrow?
Yeah, Nick Morrow, my bad.
Yeah, you good. I thought Morrow played okay, but he certainly wasn't great by any means. I thought he'd be a little better than he has been, to be honest. He was pretty quiet in the preseason, too. Yeah, I mean, you could certainly add another backer. I wouldn't rule out corner either, depending on how Vilder plays the next couple games. But yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good about the O-line. I mean, I don't think you really need to add anything else right now, because the guys who aren't playing, they have some decent backups. I mean, Reef can step in if needed. Mustipher or Patrick, whoever they decide isn't starting, I think it'll be Mustipher being the backup. He's proven worthy of a roster spot. You've got Leatherwood. Hopefully he develops. So I don't envision them adding anything else up front. I think corner and wide receiver and linebacker are a couple of spots that, if they're going to make a move, that could be a position they do it at.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. And I do want to give hats off to Ryan Poles with the whole offensive line situation, especially considering what we had last year. Yep. And to be able to get Braxton Jones and the fifth round, and have him starting at left tackle and finding a spot on the line for both Tevin Jenkins and Larry Boyle. There's 3 out of 5 positions where you have
second-year players or younger
young draft picks that you can develop and get better, and that only leaves 2 spots. But like you said, we have Lucas Patrick, Cody Whitehair, and Sam Mustipher for now. So I think he really turned that position group alone around. Like, that's probably the best thing he's done, definitely.
And who knows? Maybe Leatherwood's your Cody Whitehair replacement long term. Maybe he's your left guard. You never know. So, yeah, I like where the group sits right now, and I think they're only going to get better. Appreciate the call, Jay. We got Salvador up next. What's up, Salvador? What do you got for me?
Yo, Harrison.
Yep. What's up?
What's going on, man? Just want to call in, man, and say
I enjoy the show. I appreciate everything you guys do for the Bears community. One thing that I want to share about Green Bay, man, fuck them.
FGB, my brother.
Hey, no, but honestly, man, Aaron Rodgers looked like shit this weekend. I know it's because, he don't have much to throw to, but, man, that Bears secondary looked good, man. I just, I sent a super chat. The only one that scares me is Vildor. I think if he plays well, man, honestly, I think that defense could be top 5. To be honest, I see them being really good, especially with that secondary, man.
My thing with Vildor is just be decent. You don't have to be great. Johnson's going to be good on the other side. I think Gordon's going to keep getting better. Just be decent. Just don't be so bad that teams can just pick on you snap after snap. That's not going to work. But if he's serviceable, I mean, not every position on the defense is going to have a star. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not realistic for that to be the case. So if he's just decent, that's fine. He doesn't need to be special.
Right, man. Yeah, no, and if he can be decent, like you said, and they can hold up in the back and don't let nobody open, man, that D-line is going to eat. And with Robinson, the way he played, man, honestly, I picked the Vikings, not the Vikings, to beat the Packers this weekend. I did. I picked them before the game started.
They played well against the Packers over the years.
They do, and I think the Bears can pull it out this weekend, man. I don't know. I just think they just got something to prove. They're underdogs, and I think they're just going to prove everybody wrong this year, man.
Let's go. I'm with you. They got a chance. Hopefully they do it. FGB.
Yeah, Harrison. I appreciate you, man. Take care.
Appreciate you. We got Ben up next. Final 3 calls here. These will be the last 3. Ben, my guy to Bears, and then Fofo, and then I got to go. So last 3 here. What do you got for me, Ben? Click that mic button to unmute yourself. Ben? Oh, Benny. All right. I'm going to have to go to the next caller, I guess. Let's go to my guy, the Bears fan. What's up? What are we saying?
What's going on, brother?
How we doing?
I'm chilling, man. Just got off work. Was able to catch the episode, man. A couple things, man. Geno Smith crowning the 2022 MVP. I'm calling it right now. I'm putting bets in.
What are his odds right now? Plus 50,000?
Yeah, yeah, man. If I put in $1,000, man, I'm a billionaire. I do look forward to the Sunday. I'm putting in bets. Definitely, the spread is at. What are they giving Green Bay? 10 points.
10 points right now. That's
ridiculous,
too
man.
high.
I'm definitely putting in a bet. I think I want to give credit right now. I think one of the last callers said give credit to Ryan Poles and what he built. The national media has given Trey Lance every excuse in the book as to why he didn't play well. Oh, the weather was bad. Oh, it's his first year as a starter. He's injured last year. Okay, if we're going to say that about him, I want to say the same thing about Tevin Jenkins. He was injured pretty much all year. Came in a little bit, tried to play, didn't play well because he was still battling that, So let's call this his rookie year. I mean, slide Tevin Jenkins in at right guard. You got Dominique Robinson, who looks like a stud. Brisker, Braxton Jones, Kyler Gordon. For as much shit as everybody talked on this draft, and we have yet to even see Bayless Jones use his speed on the outside. Yeah. I mean, I honestly think this draft class is shaping up to be one of the most underrated draft class that we could talk about in the next 3 to 4 years if these guys keep developing.
For real, without a first-round pick, man. Without a first-round pick, too. I mean, they have found 4 contributors for sure, potentially 5 as rookies if Velus Jones becomes one. And I think he will at minimum on special teams once he's healthy. You find 5 dudes that have a day-1 impact in a draft that didn't feature a first-round pick. That's a fucking draft, dude. Like, that's an unbelievable draft if that ends up being the case.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like I said, I was watching the game again, man, and watching all 22. Like, these guys have speed. You know what I mean? We have speed on our team, and that's without Velus Jones that has a 94 speed on Madden. Yep. So I'm excited to see. I think they can dice up this defense. I know it was Justin Jefferson, one of the best in the game, but I mean, if you come with a balanced attack, I think Green Bay can go down as long as the O-line holds up. Yep. If Dominique Robinson and Robert Quinn, who's not going against Bakhtiari or Trent Williams, gets pressure on Rodgers. I don't see why we can't win. So let's go Bears. Fuck the Packers. Plus 10 is way too much on the spread. Man, you have a good week, brother.
All right, brother. Great call as always. We got Fofo wrapping things up, and then we're going to sign off here. What's up, Fofo? You get the final word.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Do you think the Bears offense will have to have a better game than the Bears defense on Sunday night? Because I think people are forgetting that's probably the best defense Aaron Rodgers has had in quite a long time, since last time he won a Super Bowl. So
I would argue the Packers' defense was better last year than it is this year, just because they had Zadarius Smith. But yeah, it is a good defense. But yeah, the offense is going to have to certainly put up more than 19 points, I think. I mean, they probably, I don't know the number. I feel like you're probably going to have to score at least 26, 27 to win this game, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
My number for the Bears defense is hold Rodgers to 24 or less. If you hold him to 24 or less, you got a good shot at winning this game. If it's 25 or more, probably going to be tough.
Yeah, because I think I don't know, last year they lost against the Saints real bad, and they responded real.
In week 1.
Yeah, they responded real well in the second week. So I think they're gonna, both offense and defense of the Packers are gonna come out responding real good.
Yeah,
so.
and you know Rodgers going to play pissed off. I mean, the Bears are going to have to earn this one. They're going to win it.
I think they're gonna have to play a perfect. Not a perfect, obviously. It's not going to be perfect, but a near perfect game.
Yeah, they'll have to play well, and we'll see if they're able to do it. I agree with all that, Fofo.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, man.
Bear down and fuck the Packers.
Fuck the Packers, FGB, bear down, let's go. Great calls today. Great audience on YouTube and Rumble. Appreciate you guys. We're going to sign off across the board. If you want to be involved on our call-in shows, download the app on iOS and Android. Search the link right there, chatsports.com/BearsCallin. You can follow me on social media at HGramNFL, both on Twitter and Instagram. YouTube.com/BearsNow is our YouTube channel. We're all over the place. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. FGB, it's Packers Hate Week. We're signing off. We'll see you guys soon here on Chicago Bears Now.